The Martian sunrise cast an ethereal glow across the dusty plains as Amara, cloaked in her shimmering white robe, surveyed the landscape with a practiced eye. Her blue eyes, so similar to Sananda's, held a mixture of curiosity and cautious optimism. "This is your base of operations?" she asked, her voice melodic and tinged with an alien lilt. Sananda stood beside her, his weathered face creased in a warm smile. "It has served its purpose. Here I have been able to guide Alex and Olivia in the early stages of their awakening." Amara turned her gaze towards Alex and Olivia, who emerged from a nearby Martian dwelling, their expressions a mix of apprehension and anticipation. The arrival of another descendant, one with an air of experience and authority, both excited and intimidated them. "They are strong," Amara remarked, her voice filled with a quiet respect. "But raw, they need more training, more focus." Sananda chuckled. "Indeed, but they are eager to learn, and their connection to this planet, it holds unexpected potential." He gestured towards Olivia, whose hand rested lightly on the Martian soil. A network of faint blue lines traced itself across the ground, emanating from her fingertips. She looked up, a smile lighting up her face. "I can feel the energy flow beneath the surface," she explained. "It's like an intricate web, a network of information." Amara's eyes widened in surprise. "Intriguing. Perhaps this connection can be used to our advantage. The Devourer's influence is subtle, but it can be detected through fluctuations in planetary energy signatures." A wave of excitement washed over Alex. Their powers, even in their nascent form, could be used as tools, as weapons. Sananda nodded. "That is why your combined efforts are crucial. Alex, with his telekinetic abilities, can amplify these signals. Olivia, with her unique connection to Mars, can act as a conduit, interpreting the information." "And you, Amara?" Olivia asked, her voice filled with respect. "What is your area of expertise?" Amara's smile turned wistful. "My people, the Xylarians, were known for their mastery of energy manipulation. I can channel cosmic forces, create shields, and even project offensive blasts." A collective gasp escaped Alex and Olivia's lips. Suddenly, the stories from ancient Earth myths of gods wielding incredible power seemed less like fantasy and more like a forgotten history. The following days were a whirlwind of activity. Amara, a born teacher with a patient demeanor, took charge of their training. Days were spent honing their basic abilities, pushing their physical and mental limits further than they ever thought possible. Nights were dedicated to meditation and theoretical discussions, learning to understand the nature of their powers and how to work together as a team. Olivia's connection to Mars deepened under Amara's tutelage. She learned to not only sense energy fluctuations, but also to manipulate the Martian soil on a larger scale, creating protective barriers and rudimentary structures. Alex's telekinesis progressed in leaps and bounds. He could now move objects with greater precision and at a greater distance. Amara even began to teach him the rudimentary control of energy, allowing him to project a focused force field. But the most significant development was their ability to combine their powers. Olivia, acting as a conduit, channeled information from the Martian energy web. Alex, in turn, amplified these signals with his telekinesis, projecting them as a clear image on a nearby rock face. The image depicted a disturbing scene, a desolate planet being consumed by an endless void of swirling black energy. "The Devourer's influence on this system," Amara muttered, her voice heavy with dread. "It's stronger than I anticipated." A cold fear settled over them. The threat they faced felt more real, more menacing than ever before. But amid the growing fear, a spark of determination flickered within them. They wouldn't back down. They would learn to master their abilities, to fight for their home, for their galaxy. One evening, as they sat by a crackling Martian campfire, sharing stories and anxieties, Amara revealed further details about their shared lineage. "The scattered gods," she explained, "were not just warriors of immense power. They were also keepers of knowledge, guardians of the cosmos. Their essence, imbued within the DNA of nascent life forms, was meant to awaken in times of great peril." She looked at Alex and Olivia, her gaze filled with hope. "You are the next generation of guardians, and together with others like us, we can form a united front, a beacon of light against the encroaching darkness." A heavy silence descended upon the group, punctuated only by the crackling fire. The weight of this revelation settled heavily on their shoulders. They were no longer just scientists or a marine biologist. They were beacons of hope, the last line of defense against a cosmic threat. "But we're not alone, are we?" Olivia finally asked, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. Amara smiled faintly. "No, you're not. There are others scattered across the galaxy, descendants like yourselves who have begun to awaken. My arrival is a sign. The echo of your awakening has reached them." A flicker of excitement danced in Alex's eyes. The idea of not being alone, of having others who shared their burden and their abilities, was a welcome change. "Who are they?" he asked, his voice filled with curiosity. Amara chuckled. "That, my friends, is a story for another time. For now, your focus must remain on honing your skills. The more control you have over your powers, the more effective you will be in the battles to come." The following days took on a new urgency. Training sessions became even more intense, pushing them to their physical and mental limits. Amara, a relentless but fair teacher, wouldn't let them settle for mediocrity. She believed and instilled in them the belief that their very survival depended on their mastery of these newfound abilities. One particularly grueling session, as Alex lay panting on the dusty Martian ground, Amara knelt beside him, her hand resting on his shoulder. "You are strong, Alex," she said, her voice filled with a quiet strength. "But remember, true power comes not just from brute force, but from focus and control." She closed her eyes, and Alex felt a surge of energy flow from her hand into his body. It was a calming presence, a wave of clarity that washed over him. He sat up, feeling invigorated, his mind clear and focused. "Thank you," he said, a newfound respect welling up within him. Amara smiled. "There is much to learn, Alex, but you have the potential for greatness within you. Never forget that." As days turned into weeks, a sense of camaraderie blossomed between them. They were no longer just students and teacher, but a team, bound together by their shared lineage and their common goal. They shared stories of their past lives, their hopes and their fears. They learned to trust each other, to rely on each other's strengths, and to compensate for each other's weaknesses. One starlit night, as they gathered around the campfire, Amara unveiled a holographic map of the galaxy, a network of pulsating blue dots scattered across the vast expanse. "These," she explained, pointing to the dots, "are the faint echoes we've been picking up. Other descendants awakening to their power. We need to make contact to form a united front against the Devourer." Excitement crackled in the air. The prospect of meeting others like them, of forging alliances and sharing knowledge, filled them with a renewed sense of purpose. Their journey had just begun, but they were no longer alone. The scattered gods were awakening, and their combined power might just be the only thing that could stand against the encroaching darkness. The fire crackled merrily, casting flickering shadows on the Martian landscape. As they gazed at the star-dusted night sky, a silent vow formed between them. They would train, they would fight, they would protect their home, their galaxy, and the legacy of the scattered gods that flowed through their veins. The echoes had become a chorus, and the guardians were ready to answer the call.